Hello my friends and welcome, my name is Dennis and this is the latest update from Ukraine. This bold, tough guy is Sergei Surovikin, the commander of the Russian army in this war against Ukraine. He looks like an antagonist from the Austin Powers movie. So today he participated some sort of the Russian interview. He said that Ukraine is bombing the infrastructural objects of Russia, actually Russian occupied territories, especially in Kherson. He didn't mention that Russia today attacked our power plants again. Luckily we have electricity. Well, anyways, he said that the situation in Kherson is very terrible. All of the supplies were cut by Ukrainian army and HIMARS. They always mention HIMARS. And he said that they gonna probably take very hard decision. What he meant by that hard decision is that they will withdraw their forces from Kherson, my friends, and from this area on the north part of the Dnieper River. Believe me, it's gonna happen very soon. They also say that they are evacuating all of the civilians from that part and from Kherson city. They also say that they evacuate all of the facilities like libraries, cinemas, everything. So for sure, Ukraine will liberate Kherson from the Russian army. Unfortunately, if they evacuate their army, it means that we're not going to encircle them. But again, it's going to be the great victory for Ukrainian army. It was a strategic and tactical win by Ukrainian army because we cut supplies, and during the winter time it's absolutely impossible to sustain such a large number of troops, around 20,000 people, they say, in this small area that is constantly under attack of Ukrainian artillery. So I was like 80% sure that Russia is going to run away. Now I'm 99% sure that they're gonna withdraw their forces, and they're preparing their own people for that news. Yeah, this guy is funny. He's classical, old school, bureaucratic general, and he used this kind of Soviet slang. Oh my god, it's just funny. It looks like Putin chose the most stereotype general to command this operation. Right, today President Zelensky announced that we lost around 30% of the electrical power plants in Ukraine, and we expect really cold winter this year. I live in quite big residential building and we have our own facilities for the heating during the winter time, but that would not work in case we lose electricity. So I think I need to search for some sort of the private house temporary for the winter time. There I may put my solar panels, and there you can put woods to the stove, and that is how we may survive. Obviously it's gonna be very hard. One more ghoulish guy, it's the governor of the Kherson area, and he announced the evacuation of the Kherson city and all of the areas on the north part of the Kherson. My friends, 99% that we're gonna be in Kherson, maybe even next week, as I told you before. And yes, they continue to say that they're gonna return back, they're gonna free the occupied, annexed actually territory. Russia is the first country that announced the annexation of the territories while retreating from those territories. Very funny. And the Russian military journalists and bloggers already say that it's gonna be hard time for Kherson. Ukraine will offense with what they have in that region, and they have big army, and they also ask civilians to evacuate or go to the shelters. Actually, it's a very important thing to do. Obviously, it's the war, my friends, and attack inside may hurt someone. It's usual, it's war. So there could be civilian casualties, unfortunately. One more Russian journalist says that the battle for Kherson begins, and all of the facilities should be evacuated from Kherson on other part of the coast, and soon it's gonna be the address to people from Saldo, from this guy. Actually, we already seen it. Sorry my friends, I do not show you their own speeches because I know Russian, I saw the videos, and I think it's just a more quick way for you to understand the idea of their speech. But anyways, if you search, you may find those speeches in internet and you may confirm my words. Alright, totally in 10 days, Russia used around 190 rockets and drones to destroy Ukrainian infrastructure. 70 people lost their lives, 240 were injured, and 16 regions were under the fire by Russian bombs. And this is the new type, the new model of Ukrainian-made drone. Here you can see the turret, actually, that flies on a hexacopter. I think you need to have a good aiming equipment for that gun, and also I think it may be a little bit unstable because every round, every fire create the backward movement in the air. It should be compensated ahead by the propellers. I wonder if they could do it. Potentially it's a good idea. This awesome video that was filmed in Svetogorsk, Lavra, the city that was taken by Russians and was liberated around 2 months ago. So I posted this video on my Telegram channel. There is the link for it in a video description below, so subscribe for me there. But anyways, we're gonna see it here, watch the video. And this is the Lavra, so it's very religious and historical place. You can see those wonderful hills, wonderful churches, awesome place, and now it belongs to Ukraine again. Right, our command spokesman said that Russia moved their rockets to Rostov-on-Don before they fired from the Caspian Sea, quite far away from Ukraine, and now they fly shorter route, and that makes the time to react for the civilians to go to the shelters much less. Russia continued to post the fakes about the foreign embassies in Kiev that they are up to close. Now today we have the notice from the United States Embassy that they're gonna stay here in Kiev, and any other embassy already stayed there for a long time, most since the beginning of this war, and some moved from Kiev but returned after. Today it was the voting by Ukrainian parliament to recognize the Chechen Republic of Ichkeria as a free country and Russia as occupier of that country. So the decision was taken by 287 MPs, and Ichkeria officially recognized as a sovereign country by Ukraine. I think Ukraine is the first country that recognized the sovereign right of Ichkeria, and I think many more countries may join this trend. Japan will help Ukraine to restore the power plants. We got the confirmation from them today, and also Ukraine recognized the North Kurils as occupied territory by Russia. Again, we respect the sovereign right of Japan over those islands. NATO will send anti-drone units to Ukraine to fight against the drones. I wonder if they can fight against the Shahid drones, because those have the gyros inside. It's their main tool to navigate, and if the flight is not very long, they are very precise. And even if you put the GPS signal off, they still have this inertial unit that helps to navigate. And I don't think that you can physically react on that from the ground. I know that because I've flown the classic old school Boeing 737, and some of those planes, they don't have GPS updates, so just inertial reference unit is enough for those airplanes to navigate. About the German-made RST system that was delivered to Ukraine recently, we got the confirmation that it is already working here, providing safety for our people. And those photos were taken in Baltic Sea. Here you can see the parts of the pipeline that was severely damaged. The big hole was spotted by the divers, and basically this pipeline is just ruined. I don't know how it could be repaired under the water. Probably it should be taken on the surface, repaired, and put it down again. But I wonder if those operations of those repairs were ever conducted. Russia sent 3 more of those MiG-31 to Belarus, and they're used to launch hypersonic rockets. The rocket name is Kinjal, so it's been accelerated by the fighter jet. Then it launched to reach the hypersonic speed, but Belarus is very close to Ukraine actually, and I wonder if the range would be enough for this rocket even to reach the hypersonic speed. Also, maybe Belarus is going to join this war on the Russian side, but it may happen during this winter, my friends. I think attacking prepared Ukrainian positions during the winter time is absolute crazy idea. With the forces they have, they playing together around 170,000 people, and it's not enough to get the Kiev under their control. And the ground here, the soil, it's got frozen during the winter time, so they would not be able to dig their trenches to protect their forces. And we have those trenches ready for Ukrainian side. And Belarusian army doesn't have any kind of military experience, so who is going to win this part of the conflict? Obviously it's Ukraine, and the similar scenario that happened during this February or March, it simply will not happen. because basically we're gonna stop them at the border of Ukraine. They may take some ground with their forces, but not enough to cut the supplies from our Western allies. That's the main idea, to cut supplies for them, but it's not going to happen. All right, in Kherson, our army shut down Su-25 of the Russian air forces. Russian Tsar is going to conduct the security meeting tomorrow, and some of the rumors say that he is going to announce the martial law applied in Russia and close the Russian borders for men, or maybe for everyone. One more step for escalation, so one more nail to the lid of the coffin of the Russian leader. Today, officially, Ukraine asked Israel to provide the Iron Dome, I think, systems for the air defense of our cities. The name of the particular systems wasn't said, but I think those are Iron Domes that may help to fight against the kamikaze drones. The investigation is ongoing over Antonov Design Bureau, and they lost Antonov 225 during this conflict. It stayed in Gostomel airport, and now investigators got the information according to which the management of Antonov itself was accused in wrongdoing, so they did something that led to that outcomes. Antonov management were warned about the possible war, and they were asked to take their airplanes to Leipzig airport, but unfortunately they decided those airplanes to stay here in Gostomel, and obviously those were damaged, or like Antonov 225 Maria, completely destroyed. So totally for today we shot down 1 Sukhoi Su-25, 6 of the Shahid drones and 5 of the cruise missiles. Awesome job from our air defense. And just now we got the alert that Shahid drones were launched from Crimea and heading towards Odessa. Friends, today we got the information from Reuters that Iran is going to supply Russia with ballistic rockets and more drones. However, they rejected the Russian proposition of supplying the brand new drones other than Shahids, more fast. I just forgot the name of those, so they will not be supplied to Russia. As we see, Iran is participating in this war, and their weaponry is used to kill basically civilians in our populated areas. It's crazy. This is awesome video showing how fast we may restore our buildings and the different facilities, and then the territories are freed from Russian occupiers. As you can see, the photo, and then this building got fire or some of the shell, and now it's been restored, as many of other facilities. Just awesome how our people may gather their resources, funds, efforts to restore the housing and places. So probably it's the only plus I see in this war. Ukrainians help each other, and we are now solid nation, the only goal of which is to free our land from occupiers. And this is Yeysk, the city in Russia. Here you can see the remains of Su-34 that collided the ground near to the building. The building was damaged, but Russian officials say that the building is okay, it will be repaired, and people may continue to live there. They counted for now 15 casualties because of that, I don't know, catastrophe of that airplane crash accident. And this airplane was going to fly in Ukraine to fire rockets to bomb our land, to kill our people. So this outcome over here is okay for me. Yes, as I told you, I'm sad about civilians and we need to keep humanity, but it's karma. If they bomb us, they will have their own houses bombed by their own airplanes. Well, technically drones, because then the pilot ejected from the airplane, that airplane became unmanned air vehicle. And it is Kiev today, my friends, so why shouldn't I be happy about that airplane that crashed in Russian territory? Oh my god, so it's the Russian cards that they sent to civilians. Secure your family, go away to other coast. It means that Russia is evacuating people, and for sure they will evacuate themselves. Kherson will be Ukrainian controlled territory, my friends, very soon. I'm very happy about it. So here is the recommendational routes that they have. Well, actually, I'm okay with that evacuation because, as I say to you, then war comes to your city. It doesn't matter what side attacks or counterattacks. Still, there's gonna be artillery fire and lots of civilian casualties. And that is why, even though it's evacuation to the Russian controlled territory, I do support that, because life is the most important and we need to take care about our own people that will come to Kherson after it's gonna be liberated by our army. Right guys, let's go to this military map. There was some frontline correction recently, the map update. So if I click there, clarification of some areas on the fronts. So it doesn't matter that Russia is offending. However, we got those red areas near to Kremina, and if we go to the timeline just before, you see how this changed. Everything changed here, and here we don't have any kind of cities, villages, towns. That is why it was hard to confirm whose territory is that, and now it's been confirmed that it's Russian. It doesn't matter that they're attacking, they don't have resources and they're sending new mobilized forces, but mostly to the south part of Ukraine still. So let's zoom out a little bit and show you, just gonna show you the timeline. Everything here became more greenish, as you can see, since we took this territory long time ago, but this is fresh blue, and I expect more of that blue area very soon, and we're gonna take Svatove no matter what. Just a matter of time. I expect it to be this week, but from what I see, probably we are more prepared to take Kherson than Svatove. And let's go to the south part. Over here, everything is green here because we took this part a long time ago, and Russia is evacuating everyone from Kherson. They still have some of the ferries, and they repaired this dam. They may use it for the small cars and trucks, but they cannot use that bridge for the tanks and very heavy vehicles. So that is how they are going to do it. They want to evacuate all of this area, and obviously there will be many civilians who would like to stay in their homes, as it was here, or maybe even on the eastern part of Ukraine or near to the Kiev. Then evacuation was announced, but people, elderly people, they just decided to stay with their households because they were afraid they spent most time of their life in their households, so they decided to stay there, and many of them lost their lives, unfortunately. And I have just received the information about the possible massive Russian rocket attack that will be conducted in nearby days, and that information is still not reliable, but I'm gonna keep you updated on situation here in Ukraine. Now press the like to this video because it helps me to propel my videos around YouTube, and also if you want to support this channel financially, there are some of the links in the video description below. You may support me on Patreon, PayPal, or Donatello, whichever you like. My friends, I wish you a peaceful skies wherever you are. Have a great time.